Good morning. I hope everybody slept well. Golly, quite a bit. Before I went to bed, it came to me what the government is doing wrong. What the government is doing wrong. That would be a loaded question. I think the main thing for me personally is not protecting the innocent U.S. citizens, allowing the corruption and deception to take over in ways outside of this world that we're all well aware of. I think the main thing that they're doing wrong is continually try to gaslight us and manipulate us and deflect things so that we don't really see that they think that it's going to work, where it's going to push us aside, where we'll just stop talking about certain things, or things will just go away, or things will just go under the rug. When it comes to Charlie Kirk, they started their tour last night, and I saw a video of her speech, Erica's, and it's so crazy to watch her truly just manipulate. She takes words, she takes verbiage, she takes people's questions, legitimate questions, and she turns around and makes it like a joke instead of just answering the brass grass. Like, nobody has a problem with the clothes you wear, honey bunny. It's the fact that you overindulge on the pyrotechnics, the pyro fireworks. Like, it's like WWE all over every time you walk on stage. Not last night, and that's good. But it's like those types of things is like, a little extra, not to mention not cheap. It's just when your movement is making heaven crowded, that's your movement of the tour. The amount of money that you have funneling into your organization, I need to understand why you need that much money to go around the world and tell a movement, about how to make heaven crowded. So we're now teaching people how, I guess, to get to heaven. I don't know. It's a really interesting title. I get the concept, but it's really weird. I don't know. It's not what I would have went with by any means, but and you're making your husband's passing an assassination, you're using it. You're using his platform, you're using his legacy, and you're going the exact opposite in what he stood on, which is asking questions. And instead, when people ask you questions or hold you accountable, you send cease and desist letters. That's your answer. So it's just like, and there's entanglement with the government there. That's clear as day as evidence unfolds, right? Deep State, FBI, Patel. And so it's one of those things. It's like, it would just be nice for once in people's lives to be honest. Quit pretending what you're a part of, what you're associated with. Quit gaslighting us and thinking that we're not aware of what you're doing to the masses and what you've been doing, siphoning people, siphoning their energy, taking their money. And it's just like, I don't understand why you need to fly around on a private jet. Like, what? These are non-profits. Like, this is crazy to me. Take a slap into the real world. It's just, I guess it's just rich people problems. I don't know, but it's just such weaponization of God's name in the word, and seeing her do it is just so frustrating to me. Like, it just is. Anyways, so yeah, that would be my biggest issue, what the government is doing wrong, being liars, being corrupt, being deceptive, being greedy, putting foreign above American, golly, the list is endless. Feeding others before you feed your own, let's clean up camp inside the United States before you go and do all this stuff and create all these wars, Greenland, like mental institutions, insane asylums. Like, come on, it's just all of my videos are getting 0 views, but it's all good in the hood. So this one came to me. I woke up at the middle of the night. 1:23. I woke up. I'm sorry. No, it was 1:34. It was 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it was 1:23. And this really was kind of really big for me because I was like, wow, that is really true. So it was kind of an epiphany. It really kind of put things in perspective for me. Doing something to someone with ill intent, then getting caught by that same person whom is still alive and walking of the free. And I'm gonna read that again. So we have people in this world now that have took it upon themselves to do the most heinous things to individuals: psychological, spiritual, financial, mental, physical warfare, abuse. And I know so much about all of the different avenues of it based off everything that I've been through. I just know so much. And I look forward to being able to unpack it and really sit in things because I do know so much, right? But when you recognize what you have been through, the psyop that you have been through, the Truman Show that you have been through, right? And you wake up to it, and then you start piecing the puzzles together in reference to the involvement, who did what, where it all stems from, this and that. Now, I might not have the receipts, right? But intuitively, I know the experiences that I've been through. I know the conversations I've had. I know the scenarios. I know the situations. I know my timeline. I'm well aware, right? It's not a matter of trying to find proof anymore. That I don't need that. I know hands down, right? But what I also do know is that everything set out to destroy me and put me at such a negative headspace where I either destroyed myself or took myself out of here didn't come to fruition, didn't come to pass. I haven't quite made it to heaven and make it crowded along with Charlie, right? And that's gotta get people's goats to know that I still walk among the living in my day-to-day, free, right? Truly free of people's control, people's power, the stigma that they placed on me, alive, breathing, healthy. Like Charlie, unfortunately, was taken so young, so early, and those that partook in the cover-up, are partaking in the cover-up, knew his demise was coming, part of the plot planning, this and that. Like, it makes it a little easier to hide your dirty deeds when you know the person isn't alive, okay? And you ain't gotta face them, and they're not there to defend themselves or tell their side of the story. It makes it a little easier for the culprits on the other side of the aisle, right? And whoever they are. But said for someone that hasn't quite met their demise and gone to heaven to make it crowded, as TPUSA says, that's got to get a lot of people's goat. And that right there is enough for me, truthfully. As soon as I thought about that and I put it in perspective, I was like, dang. Because people know what they do in choices, and people know to the extent level that they went to. Many of them, many past friendships. And it's like, dang, I know. And it's like, you have to live with that and knowing that I'm still alive too, right? It's so crazy to me, especially when it comes to my previous boss and all this stuff. It's like, wow, It was an epiphany, but there you go. Yeah, I'm still alive, breathing, thriving. I love you guys.